The brain is the command center for the entire body. It makes us who we are. It receives information from our senses and controls our thoughts and movement. To better explore this incredibly complex organ, scientists have divided it into parts and regions. The largest part is the cerebrum, which is divided into two sides called hemispheres, just like the Earth. The outer layer is known as the cortex, which is Latin for bark. Like a tree's bark, the surface is only 1/8 inch thick, but it also contains millions of cells with fibers that send messages to other brain areas. More than 2/3 of the surface of the cortex hides in hundreds of little folds that make the wiggly visible lines on the brain. Animals that are less intelligent have a smoother brain surface. The cortex is divided into 4 regions. The frontal lobe is for personality and emotions, higher thinking skills like problem solving and controlling movement. It continues to develop until you're in your mid-20s. The temporal lobe helps process your hearing and other senses, and helps with language and reading. The parietal lobe is involved with your senses, attention, and language. The occipital lobe helps your eyes see, including recognition of shapes and colors. The thalamus in the center of the brain relays sensory and motor information to the cortex and helps with consciousness, sleep, and alertness. 12 pairs of cranial nerves carry information from your senses to and from the brain and body. Lower in the brain we find the cerebellum, which plays a key role in motor control, coordination, and spatial navigation, so we can find our way out of a maze, for example. Underneath is the brainstem, which connects the brain to the spinal cord, a nerve pathway that runs all the way down your back, sending and receiving information from your senses.
The brain is an incredibly complex organ in the human body. It contains around 100 billion nerve cells, with each one making contact with other nerve cells to form millions of new connections every second. Now, even though every brain is slightly different, there are things they all have in common.
The brain is the fattest organ in the body, containing approximately 60% fat. It weighs approximately 3 pounds and has over 100 billion neurons, sending messages of up to 270 miles per hour, which is faster than the average sports car. The brain has no pain receptors and therefore cannot feel any pain, making it possible for a doctor to perform brain surgery on a patient that is awake.
We do know that the electrical firing of a pulse across the gap triggers the release of chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These neurons are primed to fire together in the same pattern that created the original experience. And the more signals sent between them, the stronger the connection grows, meaning with each new experience, your brain slightly rewires its physical structure, getting more intelligent and able to remember more clearly and quickly.
A scientific study done showed that the brain has approximately 2.5 million gigabytes of storage, so it's almost impossible to ever run out of storage within a human brain.